Hello, happy Tuesday. I just got my pre-order delivered to me in the mail today. The African Goddess Rising Oracle. So I thought that we should do a little unboxing. Here is the deck by Abiola Abrams. What I do know about this creator is that she has made decks in the past. A couple years ago, I came across her website as she was really the only person who was making or creating oracle decks with black or African um, deities or spirits. Now that's changed substantially, so different now. But back when I discovered her first, yeah, it was few and far in between that I could find decks with people on it that look like me. This was probably like 2017, maybe. Since then, like I said, things have changed quickly. But she had a deck called Womanifesting, I believe, Womanifesting Oracle cards. And you could only get it from her website. And I believe by the time I went on there, they were sold out or something. I don't know why I didn't get them. But anyway, ultimately I didn't get them. So anyway, I was surprised when I saw these, and I recognized her name, and I said, "Oh, okay, cool." Because one thing I do know is that the cards that she created previously had a lot of research into it. It wasn't just like, the typical Yemaya water, like keyword water or mother. It had a little bit more thought put into it. So anyway, let's check this out. This guidebook is 94 pages long. It looks like each spirit, deity, goddess gets 2 pages. Very spaced out text. But yeah, let's take a look at these. I am very intrigued. Okay, so first we have Nana Bluku, which is a Loa from Voodoo, or Voodoo, however you want to say it. So it looks like we're going to be getting to see different spirits and energies and goddesses, deities, whatever have you, from different African diasporic spiritual systems, which is super cool. So here we go. I normally do these at night because the lighting is much better. But here we go. There's another Loa. Maulisa. Cosmic Power. These are the backs. I'm not really a fan of the backs. If I'm to be fair, they look a little cheesy. But Soche. I don't know this one. Grounding. Tituba. I'm excited because there are a lot of we know who this is. There are a lot of spirits in here that I've never heard of. I've heard of Nyame, Desire, and that's super exciting to me. So I look forward to, you know, sometimes you come across cards that make you want to do more research offline. And I think this is going to be one of those decks for me. It's not just going to be something that I consult for the day or for the month or get advice from, but I think I could probably, may at, you know, I could use this to find my way into other, you know, spiritual adventures or explorations, studies, etc. And that is so my bag. And I'm really hoping that I'm getting the images of these cards because the way my phone is set up, I'm using my phone. I'm having to crane my head to see what is on the screen. So we'll see what happens. Oh yeah. She doesn't have her rainbow skirts on in this one. But and Abiola Abrams, I know that part of her brand is definitely women empowerment. Um, and I believe that she has a course or a book that goes along with these cards, or is the same theme of the cards, and it's like a, a women's empowerment kind of workshop, or not a workshop. What is it? I don't know how you put it. Like week one, week two, growth, the journey, I guess, based on African deities and how to incorporate these energies and archetypes and messages into your life, which I think is pretty cool. If anyone watching this has ever read or done Queen Alpha's Sacred Woman, I believe it's set up kind of like that, where each week or month, I'm not sure, I haven't read Ms. Abrams' book, but each station, you go in depth and then you move along and move along until you come to the end where you are initiated in her system of knowledge. And I'm actually pretty excited to check that out, and I might actually get that book and report back on it. Aunt Nancy. Oh, that's so interesting. Aunt Nancy, um I don't exactly remember where Aunt Nancy comes from, like who calls this energy Aunt Nancy, but I do know that it comes from Anansi. Originally it was Anansi the spider, and I believe somewhere in the Caribbean, he became Aunt Nancy, and that is like the beauty of African diasporic religions and spiritual systems is, maybe we could not have held on to the original knowledge, but we held on to enough of it where we can recognize it in each culture's interpretation. So it's really cool. Gang Gang Sarah. I've never heard of that. Gang Gang Sarah. I have to know. I'd have to know the culture of origin to know the correct pronunciation. Oh, Medusa's in here. I'd like to know the history behind that. I seem to remember people believing that Medusa may have been of African descent because of the snakes, quote unquote, in her hair, may have been kind of either misinterpreted or a derogatory reference to her dreadlocks. But I don't know how true that is. I've heard that. Ooh, I like this one. She's a serpent. This looks like really, really powerful, powerful female energy right here. I'm interested to know what the description of that is. And Oshun, who has made a tremendous awakening, comeback. I don't know. She's called so many people in these past couple years. She's known, and she deserves to be. There it is. Not just within the religions, but mainstream. She is known. Let's see. Ooh, Katesh. This is probably an Egyptian. Katesh. She looks fun. Erzuli Dantor, another Loa. Don't mess with her or her kids. Okay? Men beware. Okay, yeah, this is such a wonderful opportunity to learn more about these deities or spirits, because technically Orisha are not deities per se, but Mami Wata. This Mami Wata was actually my introduction into African spiritual studies, because at the time you couldn't find anything. Back when I was trying to learn, what was my family, my family, my people, whatever. I'm Black American. What were we before we were Christian? Because usually Black Americans, their heritage, if their family, especially if their family has been here for centuries, or decades, I guess, since the beginning, I should say that, since slavery, we're Christian. That's our heritage. That's what we remember usually. That's as far back as it goes for us. So I went on like a spiritual quest to figure out what came before that. And obviously I couldn't find too much information at that time, because this was like early 2000s. Yeah, early 2000s. And our these things were still very much quote unquote secret or whatever. But I did manage to find a website, and I think it's still up, mamiwater.com, and that's where it began for me. On my own. The curiosity was actually in high school, when my mother brought home a book called Hoodoo Voodoo from New Orleans. She was very much a witchy type of woman. Like, you could not tell her that. But looking back on some of the stuff that she used to do, it's just, yeah. Something told her to bring that book home, and she did. And that was like, I remember reading that book like, oh my gosh. Danger, but intrigue, and also this feels so much like home. But anyway, I digress multiple times. Truth. That's really pretty. My dog always wants to get beside me and scratch when I'm not paying attention to her. If you hear something weird, that is my dog. Oh, this is gorgeous. I love this. I love the earth colors. Queen Nandi. And I believe this was actually a historical figure. Wow, that's beautiful. And my guess, I'm not an expert, but based on this shield right here, my guess is that this is Kenyan. I won't know until I read the book, but that's what I'm going to guess, because something about this reminds me of Kenya. Queen Mother Nanny. I believe that name sounds familiar to me, and I believe she's an ancestor. I believe she's someone who lived rather recently. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I cannot look at any images of Queen Nefertiti, like especially like this, without thinking of what is that model's name? Iman from the Michael Jackson video. She was bad, girl. She was bad. I love that video. Queen Ya Santua. Huh. Where did I know this from somewhere? I know this from somewhere. Okay. I'm just gonna have to look into it. Awesome. Oh, look, a rainbow. Inkosazana. Inkosazana. I'm gonna look it up to see how to pronounce that correctly. But I did give it a go. Inkosazana. Why do I know that name from? Okay. This is really nice. So, and this is the last I set. So based off this quick little flip through here, this unboxing slash flip through here, I would say, because, you know, one of the things that kind of like, because I read cards regularly and I have lots of oracle decks. I have a lot. One of the things that kind of make me a little disappointment is the keywords that appear on decks. Like the artwork would be amazing, but then it would have like the typical keywords like abundance or release or, you know, I don't know, surrender, stuff like that. And so I automatically know that the message in the book is going to be something that's been said many times before. And I have to say that this deck kind of gives me that. But that really is the only gripe that I have. This is wonderful. The keywords for me and the backs for me are the only thing that I can see so far that is kind of like eh. But the images, I like the artwork. I like the colors used. I like the variety of goddesses, or like I say, goddesses or spirits. Even it looks like she has some ancestors and some contemporaries in here as well. I love it. Ooh, man, it just started raining really hard. I love it. I can see myself that's really weird. Anyway, I can see myself going through this deck and just getting a lot of inspiration. Pulling a card, reading the message, going to learn more about the spirit or goddess that is represented, seeing how I can embody that, or, you know, I don't know. If anybody works with archetypes and such, you know what I mean. So anyway, I am going to pick a card and see how the book is written. To me, the book is important. I know a lot of people say, oh, I don't read the book. But to me, the book is important, especially like with tarot cards, because tarot cards are tarot cards, you know. But the reason why I choose a tarot card, it has more to do with or oracle cards either, really. It has more to do with not only the artwork and how it speaks to me, but also the artist's intention. It's almost like a teamwork kind of thing. Like, you know, I go off of what the art says to me, and I go off of what the intention, the artist's intention of the art, and, you know, that's how I read the cards. So anyway, let's find something here, and we will pick Erzuli Dantor. Etheric Chords. Card 7. Okay, it says, oh, okay, there's a whole system. Maybe I'll go back and read that. But it says, the temple is lovers, the element is fire. Erzuli Dantor fought elbow to elbow with her people during the Haitian Revolution to protect mothers and children. She represents the healing of the Dark Mother. Erzuli Dantor's guidance. If it isn't wholehearted love, release it. Remember your worth. Yes, girl. Embodiment. The energy cords binding you and someone you no longer wish to be attached to are strong. You must be willing to let go. Close your eyes, see divine swords of gods or goddesses' loving light separating you and dissolving the cords between you. You are both whole and healed. Just as you shower to cleanse physical grime, there's also grime in the form of energy cords, also called karmic ribbons, emotional cords, or etheric cords. Spiritual maintenance is required. The declaration is, I am worthy, compassionate, and whole, and that's really nice. I think that's nice, and that's specific, you know? It's not just cleanse yourself, it's specific, and I do tend to look for that in the cards that I choose. So what is this going on here? It said, all right, let's look at this real quick. So this deck does have suits. There are 5 ancestors, just as I supposed. 5 conjurer cards, 5 warrior cards, 5 lover cards, 5 griot cards, which are like the storytellers, and 5 queens. Oh, and there are also 5 high priestesses. Let's see. Oh, so what would that be? That would be the temples. And then there's something called Illumination Cards, where you get 2 threshold guardians, which are the protective and guiding guardian goddesses at the crossroads of your life. Then you have shadows, 7 shadows, which represent your greatest fears, and the dark feminine with ominous creatures and monster goddesses of the African diaspora, which probably would be like Medusa. And yeah, that's it. And you get 1, 2, 3 spreads, 4 spreads. She tells you how, oh, you can't even see what I'm looking at. She tells you how to take the upside down cards or the reversals, which is nice. And then to take your readings a little further, you can call upon the elements. It's divided into elements. So along with the different suits, there are also elements. And you have bush goddesses, air goddesses, fire goddesses, and water goddesses. So I'm interested to know, what is this temple? Oh, gotcha. Okay, so the temple is, so let's go back to Erzuli. Okay. So Erzuli is in the Temple of Lovers. And the explanation of that is that it's the high vibrating love goddesses represent divine agape, romantic love, familial love, and platonic bonds. The Temple of Lovers govern your heart physically and figuratively. Their energetic colors vibrates green. Okay, so the temples seem to correspond with the chakras. I can see that very quickly. Yeah. The ancestors red, conjurers orange for sacral, warriors yellow, lovers green, griots blue, queens indigo and purple, and high priestesses are violet. Interesting. And her element is fire. Fire goddesses. Fire energy is determined, strong, transformational, and radiant. Yeah, that does sound like Razuli Janto. Let's do one more card, just so you can get a good idea of how this book is written. I'm actually really impressed. I love this. I know that the other cards that I've seen from Abiola had the definitions written on the cards, or not definitions, they were more like affirmation cards. Yeah, and those are okay, but yeah, I like this a lot actually. I really do. Let's see, we got Queen Mother Nanny. And if you notice here, there's someone in the background. And right here. Oh, I think I know who this is. There are people hiding in the bushes. Okay. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Queen Mother Nanny. Queen Mother Nanny of the Maroons, was a spiritual leader, military strategist, and revolutionary. This Ashanti healer was brought to Jamaica in chains and escaped to lead rebellions. Nanny helped to free over 800 enslaved people. Yeah, I do remember this one. Okay, so her guidance is that break free. Your dreams hold the power and keys to your liberation. You are freedom herself. Rise up. Embodiment. You deserve to feel free. What do you imagine for yourself? Daring to manifest your dreams is a part of personal liberation. Find your own personal liberation codes and your soul's unspoken desires. Life is too short to live within someone else's story. Divine blessings and magic are on your side. Enjoying your freedom fully is the best gift to your ancestors. Wow. The declaration, my dreams empower me. That's really nice. And so you pull a card like this during times of like maybe confusion or whatever. Not whatever. Look at me. This actually really spoke to me. That's why I'm trying to make it seem like it didn't. But this definitely spoke to me. But you pull a card like this and you just meditate on it and you let it change you. Honestly, this is a great lesson. I love that. So let's see. She's in the Temple of Queens. The queens in this goddess deck are insightful historic rulers. The Temple of Queens aligns with your third eye, and their energetic color frequencies are indigo and purple. Oh shoot, I gotta go. God damn it. Okay. Man, I'm so into this. Okay, and then her element again is fire. All right, well that is the deck. I have to go. I got so into this, I didn't realize that I've been going for 30 minutes. Wow, this is a great deck. And I hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough. I know I did. Here's the back. I don't know if you can read that. And some information. Oh, and some information about the illustrator and the author. Oh, yeah, womanifesting.com. That's where I first heard of her. So anyway, I like this deck. I can see myself really working with this, learning and growing with this, and I might actually put up some um, pick a card readings, um, spirit messages on this channel and using this deck. Anyway, so thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it, and I highly recommend this deck. Bye.